Harden took a big fat dump, as he always does, in big, huge spots.
I don't like to put that on Harden. I like Harden, even though he left the Nets. I like Harden, but he did not do anything to dispel his lack of being able to perform in big games.
When they were up, was it 2-3 on the Warriors?
Yeah.
When Chris Paul got
hurt, he couldn't take over.
He wasn't able to close them out on his home court.
Yeah, there's 2 games in a row he couldn't close them out.
That's right. Yeah. So, speaking of James Harden,
well, I think one of the things that bothers people about James, because I have this conversation with my brother all the time, because he thinks James is not a hard worker, which I know is not true. He works very hard on his game, but he also be in these streets. He likes to go out. He likes the nightlife. He likes the scrippers. He likes scrippers.
I mean, what's not to like?
But I'm saying what great athletes have, particularly, and you know this because you have a son that's playing basketball at a high level and playing with other kids that are going D1, the work that kids are putting in to get these very high-paying jobs. When you see, 5 years, 240 and all this, they're not just passing this money out. This money is going to the elite of the elite. And the guys who have that have a very structured, disciplined lifestyle.
Right.
They eat the right things. They train the right ways. I mean, part of the reason that LeBron is able to play till 37 and about on the brink of winning a scoring title at 37, which is unreal, is because he takes care of himself in a way that, like, you look at like a Michael Jordan and Charles Barkley and the guys from that era. Michael was allegedly smoking 3 or 4 cigars. I mean, you saw the video of him smoking
before the game
cigars on the way to the game, eating red
in the locker room,
eating a lot of steak and drinking, and then playing ball. And it's amazing that he could ball the way he did, but that is not taking care of your body.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, for me, when you look at Harden, you look at all the times that he's come up short. And I just, the clip just recently come out where he talked about getting a call from, I think, Meek Mill and Lil Baby, and while he was still in Houston, and come to the studio, hear our new material. He was there and left from there and went straight to practice. And it's not, and it wasn't like he had a game. He went straight to practice. Right. But the point, though, is the prep that it takes and the focus that it takes to win at a high level in the NBA, that's not reflective of that. And
right.
And so now what you're starting to see, at least for me anyway, and then you look at when they got blown out recently by Brooklyn, he was in the club with Lil Baby again, I believe it was. And you start to look at, like, generally, and the reason why they got blown out, part of the main reason was because of his performance. I mean, I think he was like 3 for 17 or.
Yeah, well, I mean, nobody really talks about it, but Kyrie locked him up.
And so you go, okay.
Which is what they said was happening in practice. One of the reasons that he wanted to get out of there, because they would go one-on-one and Kyrie was like relentless and shit talking.
So you go, okay. You look at that and you look at, you look at it. You look at a guy like you look at the guys. So LeBron, like you talked about. You look at Michael Jordan. You can say whatever you want about his drinking and eating habits. You look at these guys. These guys have been locked in during the season. That's why they've been able to win at a high level. Harden seems to be infatuated with the music. He's like starting to rap now. He's got some material that he's recorded. Mike ain't got no rap album.
Mike would have a jazz album.
Magic ain't had no rap album. LeBron ain't got no rap album. None of these guys. Look at the guys these guys. Like KD ain't got no rap.
LeBron loves music.
He ain't
he's always up on the music, but it doesn't affect.
He A&R 2 Chainz.
The discipline. The discipline of how he goes about his career.
You look at just put it all. Look at his beard though. When you don't want a player with a beard like that.
I knew something was coming. I knew you would go get him.
I'm just saying.
Get him.
Look how he's when you have a beard like a Black Thought looking beard. Like a beard just walking around You talking
about Black Thought from the Roots?
Yeah. The beard, that beard just shows.
What did Black Thought do to you?
No, I'm just saying that they have other stuff on their mind outside of, winning.
Yeah, they're
basketball
they're artists. Yeah,
he's an artist. I think that going out and having drinks with James Harden would be fantastic because he's good. I bet you he could talk to you about a myriad of different subjects. Right. With Mike, I think we could probably talk about girls and basketball.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that on some level you have to be able to compart. That's the thing that drives you crazy about Kyrie.
Yeah.
You know what he just showed us last night was a masterpiece.
Right.
It was a virtuoso performance, and then it won't surprise me next week that he's like, I need to take a week off. Well, on top of the games that I already don't play.
Listen, and I hate to be this guy all the time, back in my day, but I grew up, and this is not one of those legendary stories. This really happened. Ronnie Lott had crushed his finger in a game, and he had the opportunity to have a pin. I think I might have the story a little wrong, but to have it corrected through surgery, and he would be out for 8 weeks, or he could cut the top of his pinky off and be out 4 weeks or 3 weeks. And he chose to get some finger cut off.
So when you see his finger missing, when you run up on Ronnie.
So he could play sooner because he really wanted to win.
Yeah.
There are certain guys that, as a fan, because I'm only speaking from a fan's perspective, it just seemed like they don't want to win. I feel like LeBron wants to win. I feel like KD wants to win. I feel like Steph wants to win. I feel like Klay Thompson, who's battled serious injuries to get back. You could see, when he had 39 the other night, when he was doing an interview, how passionate he was about being back and putting on a performance like that. There's guys that really want to win, and then there's guys that just like really being popular in the NBA. They fit.
Well, yeah.
They fashion. And they like all of the things that come along with the game.
And that's very real. When you out on the town and you got $300-400 million in the bank account, and you are still one of the best players in the world.
Yeah,
which
you're
James
still
Harden is.
top 10, top 15, whatever.
You can't be mad and be like, hey man, that's good enough for me.
Yeah.
Winning the championship would be great. But
and now you're handpicking the cities that you want to go to, because you look at Harden, once he got out of OKC, I want to go to Houston, which has the fourth or fifth largest market in the country. Then I want to go to Brooklyn, second largest market in the country. And now you in Philly. These are fun cities to be in. This is good nightlife.
Great nightlife, yes. But the nightlife is exquisite when you got nine figures.
Look. We don't have to tell y'all. Nobody's naive. We all know what the basketball player means to the community in terms of status and stature. And then when you showing up with Lil Baby and your favorite rapper, it's nothing but good times. And everybody's there to help you have a good time. And you got the money to keep the party going as long as you want it to go. Listen, James Harden can ball. And like I said, I've never been one to try to hang the choker thing on him. But he went to Philly, forced his way to Philly. They're going to have to make a deep run. I mean, it's ring or bust.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Right?
It's been, you think about where they were last year, right? First place in the East, getting a surprising loss to the Hawks. And now you look at them making a blockbuster deal for James Harden.
And gave up a lot.
You gave up Andre Drummond, Seth. We all know the terms of the deal and the particular players that were swapped.
And two firsts.
So you look at that, and that is and you get James Harden at this age with that contract. What else are you expecting?
Yeah.
You're expecting, particularly a guy who can score the way that he can score. But it's just, I'm not, and I want to make sure I'm drawing a distinction. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying I would do it any differently than James. I'm just simply saying that it takes more to win a championship and win on a consistent basis.
It would matter to you more.
It might.
No, because you want to win.
I do want to win. Yes, I do want to win. I want to win, and I want to win at everything.
I think what you're saying, if you allow me to remix your statement, you're saying you see how it could happen.
I do.
Because we all would get pulled in by that.
Yeah.
What that means. But as an athlete, there's still that point, and I've never played at that level, and only very few people know what it's like to put on an NBA uniform. But at some point, it's basketball.
Well, and
the money that you have in the bank can't save you when LeBron's playing downhill coming at you.
And to your point, so okay, if we all have 9 figures, which they all do.
Most of them do.
Okay, so we're talking about elite, his peers.
Yeah.
So if you all have 9 figures and everybody can literally create their environment, when and whenever and however they want, then if that's all equal, then what's going to separate me? And I would think how I'm busting your ass on the court.
Exactly.
Because I want all of this.
Rings and things.
But I do want the rings and things. I want to be living in the effing lap of luxury with my
jury.
With my jury on. You know, I think that here's the thing. I may be able to stomach it a little bit better if I'm giving it everything I have.
Right.
But if you out here, you know, after losses, and particularly an embarrassing loss, it's not just any loss, the embarrassing loss. It's like Urban Meyer when he didn't fly back with the Jaguars and he went to his bar and was dancing with the girl. And
he wasn't dancing. She was dancing.
She was giving it to him.
Yeah,
and let's not act like he ain't probably hit. I mean, you don't dance like that with somebody and then don't hit, especially if you Urban Meyer. But anyway, that's neither here nor there.
I mean, that was there for him.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
she was there for him.
What you gonna just you have a nice evening?
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, after that, you freaking Urban Meyer.
Thank you for brushing up against my midsection.
I'm brushing all up against my meat in my bar. You gonna dance on me like that in my bar, and I ain't finna smash back in. I got man, please. Hey, can you unlock the office, please, darling?
Right. And then you can go.
Yeah, you get the bar back. Unlock that. And you go in and handle that biz. I mean, what else you doing? Anyway, so I feel like that would be the part of me that I would like to be, because it ain't like he don't have the ability. We've seen when he, particularly last year when he was running the point. I text you this. I told my son this. I said he's the best point guard in the league. That's how I felt
at that time. Yeah.
Yes, being able to, his passing ability. Is second to none,
especially to athletic bigs, because he has a real knack for getting the ball up around the rim so those guys can go up and get it. They don't have to come down and maneuver. He's giving it to them up.
So do you think that he can, this dog can learn a new trick? Do you think that he can change his spots this late? He's 33? Do you think that he can? It doesn't seem, because after you force your way into a deal like that and get there, and then you play your former team, and it's not that you lost, but it's the way that you lost, and then you go out to kick it, and then that story comes out in Houston with the backdrop of that. It all seems to be like, bro, you really could take a leave. You take a leave the
I don't think I think it's too many guys like Greek Freak. Greek Freak don't do nothing. He look at his body. You could look at the way he plays. He just go to work. Then he go home to his wife and his kids.
And it mean more to him. He comes from the streets.
It means
he come from the Greek streets.
But it means so much that he don't get distracted.
Yeah. Or his other.
I think it means something to KD. I think it means something to, there's certain players that he has to go through that it means so much to KD that KD don't go to the barbershop
at all,
ever.
And he can and his barbershop could be in his house.
It can come to him. He's like, no, don't.
He can have a live-in barber.
Don't you cut my hair?
No, don't you do that.
Just
don't you put them clippers.
You just leave.
No, leave mine looking like alopecia, whatever. Like, you can leave it. Just leave it. And he don't be getting no lotion. No. KD just be like, all right, I'm at the gym.
I'm getting shots up.
He looked like he practiced at the boys club. Like, it don't look like he being nothing fly, nothing. He just a tall hooper. Yeah. That's pretty much all I do. And that's that.
Yeah, and he has every right to kind of be a little prima donna-ish about it, but he's not. He's a blue collar guy.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's a blue collar guy. I'm gonna tell you, Steph Curry's a blue collar guy. We know who the blue collar guys are, and you ain't got to be brown, dark skinned to be a blue collar guy. Yeah. Curry is light and got light eyes, but he's a lunch pail guy.
No, and he'll bring it to you.
Oh man,
the 48 minutes.
The NBA ain't letting dudes just in there. Ain't no dogs.
And they're not just passing out money like that to those guys.
And you think about this too. To piggyback, I guess we can put a button on this. You look, but it's reflected in Harden's appearance, and not just the beard, but his weight. Yeah, you could tell there's a lack of discipline there when it comes to his diet. Yeah, and you can see that okay, he's 6'7", he can jump. Obviously he can elevate with the best of them. I mean, he's in the NBA. Yeah. So that speaks to that point. And if he would just take care of his diet a little bit more, just do half of what LeBron's doing. Yeah. I believe that he could take his game. He
got that Opus 1 physique. He got.
Bad boy. I ain't come for games. Say it to my face. Say it to my face. I ain't come for games. Say it to my face. Say it to my face.